Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to the 2016 Peoria Fire Medical Awards Ceremony. Hopefully everybody have a good time tonight. If everybody would please rise. We'll have a presentation of the colors by the Peoria Fire Medical Pipes and Drums and Honor Guard. At your command.
Honor guard, prepare to post. Post. Recover. Ready, face. Freeze and up. Major, by your command.
Always very moving. We ask that you please remain standing. I'd like to introduce Kyle Lane, the Peoria Fire Medical Department's chaplain. He'll be doing the invocation tonight.
Will you bow your heads? Almighty God, we thank you for the opportunity to gather here tonight, to be amongst friends and coworkers. We thank you for the excellence that those who will be awarded tonight have shown over the last year. We thank you for all of our members who show compassion and kindness to their fellow man day in and day out. Tonight we ask that you be present and that we would have a wonderful evening together. We are grateful for your love for us. We pray as always for the protection of our public safety personnel who are on duty tonight, that they would come home safely. We ask all this in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. For those that don't know me, I'm Rick Picard. I'm the Deputy Fire Chief. I want to welcome everybody here tonight. This is our chance to honor ourselves, honor our members, and the things that we do throughout the year. And it's for me, it's an honor to be asked to come up here and be the MC. Before we start, I'd like to welcome some guests and some dignitaries that we have here tonight and recognize some people. We have the Vice Mayor Binswacher and her husband John, also a firefighter. Councilman John Edwards, his wife Brenda. Councilman Carl Leon and his wife Joan. Councilman Bill Patana and his wife Linda. Our city manager, Carl Swenson. And Deputy City Manager, Jeff Tyne. And of course, as is tradition, we have the representatives of the John Valentine family here with us tonight. Always an honor. Thank you. At this time, we'd like to ask our Vice Mayor Binswacher to come up and say a few words. To the people coming up, watch your head on these screens. They're a little bit low, especially if you're tall. Doesn't necessarily apply to our fire chief, of course.
I think I would have cleared it without ducking. Thank you, Chief. Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here this evening. I would like to say that Mayor Carlett regrets not being able to be here. She had a family situation arise that prevented her from being here. But I know that she would have really loved to be here and support all of you. So I am honored to be able to do that for her. And I would like to say that on behalf of our mayor and all of our city council members, we want to thank all of you and congratulate you for a wonderful job that you're doing for Peoria. You know, we talk about quality of life as we talk about every chance we get, we talk about growing the other half of Peoria. And quality of life is a critical part of what we want to achieve as we continue to grow our city. And without a doubt, Peoria Fire Medical is absolutely a key component of the quality of life that is so important to our citizens. And it's just amazing what the past year has brought and how our Peoria Fire Medical Department has truly positioned themselves in so many ways to prepare for that growth. To touch on a couple of things. One is the certificate of necessity, and achieving that in absolutely record time was unbelievable, a huge accomplishment. And it really takes the service that we provide to another level by bringing that patient transport service in-house. Some other things that have happened with some key members have retired this past year. But what that has done is it has created opportunities for promotions and created new spots to bring on new recruits, which has created some really positive movement within the department. And you all have embraced that and looked at it through fresh eyes to prepare for the direction that our city is going. And we're very, very grateful to all of you for doing that. So again, when you look at the service that you provide, from the advanced technical rescues to the more common calls, you know, the advanced technical rescues in the remote areas, not to mention the water rescues that are taking place out at Lake Pleasant, and the advanced training that is ongoing to prepare for that is unbelievable. And then you have how you service the more populated areas of Peoria and the everyday calls that you get that seem just like routine calls. I have to address the coverage that you all got yesterday with the carbon monoxide call that you received, which in many circumstances would have been a very standard call. And because of training, expertise, experience, and most importantly, a genuine dedication and commitment to service, it saved lives. Lives were saved on that call as a result of being so conscientious and prepared. And again, you continue to make us proud. We're in a very good place as a city, and you are in a very good place as a department. And we're very thankful for that. I want to take this opportunity to address the families quickly. It's no secret that I'm married to public safety. So I know exactly what it takes to commit to this effort. And it takes the whole family. Everyone in the household is committed to serving the way you serve our citizens. And I know that many of you have to take Thanksgiving dinner to the station and hope that they don't get the call. Many of you have to take birthday celebrations to the station. We even have to cut deals with Santa Claus sometimes to get the deliveries just right. And people don't think about that, but it takes every one of you to do that. So thank you all as families for your commitment in serving Peoria Fire Medical and allowing us to do what we do, what you do to serve our citizens and make us proud. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Next, we'd like to call up Jeff Tyne, Deputy City Manager. He'd like to say a few words also.
Ooh, that was close. Well, I just wanted to say on behalf of our city manager, Carl Swenson, the deputy city managers, Susan DeLuden and Julie Ayers, how much we really appreciate the opportunity to be here today. I also wanted to recognize that we have our police chief, Roy Mentor, here as well. So Chief, thank you again for your presence here today. I don't want to keep it too long, certainly between Bobby and food coming, and I recognize my time is limited here, but I did want to mention just a couple things. I think that, as we go forward tonight and as we go through these and really celebrate those moments and those instances of heroism and bravery and support that all of you have given, this is also, though, a time to reflect on every firefighter at every station, on every shift, because at any moment's notice, they may be called upon against every kind of instinctual nature to have to go into a burning building or to remember their protocols, their medical protocols under incredible duress, or to be called upon to ease the emotional pain of a family. Doing all of that with this patch on that says Peoria, recognizing that you're not just representing the organization, you're representing the Peoria community. To do that at all times and have to be so prepared to do that, I can't tell you that these plaques and these words just don't do enough for all of our firefighters. And that's the way that our entire leadership really feels. And we just wanted to make sure that you're aware of that. One last thing we wanted to mention too is just as Vice Mayor Binsbacher brought up, there's that support network that is there. And we also recognize that our administrative staff, the fire leadership staff, what you do to prepare these firefighters as they're beginning their 48-hour shifts and letting them know that you have their back. We just want to tell you how much we thank you so much for that. So with that, thank you, and I'll pass it over to back to Deputy Chief. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. And finally, I'd like to invite Fire Chief Bobby Reese up for a few words.
I almost messed up my hair, something that Rick wouldn't know about. But I knew he was going to get back at me one day for Sparky, for all the years that I made him wear that dog suit. And in the middle of the summer, so I knew he was going to get back with me. But I'd like the following people to stand up, please. Is Lisa Neely and Sarah Stratar Tilson, Debbie Filden, and Roxanne Fritz. These are the people that make this event happen. They worked very hard putting it together, and there's always someone behind the scenes that does all the work. And as I always say, I show up and I talk. That's all I do. But I want to thank them very much for their work and their dedication. They worked very hard for us to enjoy these celebrations as such. So thank you again. I'd like for the retirees from the Peoria Fire to please stand up. You know, John in the back there and all of them have created this department, has created the path on this department, and has created the culture of quality and excellence in this department. Thank you. You've made my job very easy. I want to say just a couple of things that tonight represents something to me, because I'm very, very proud chief. And the reason I'm proud is that just like I'm a father at home and my kids come home and get A's and do something well, and I'm very proud. You folks, you members of the fire medical are no different to me, as you come home and you do something very extraordinary, and I'm very, very proud of you, and I thank you very much. Please enjoy.
So we'll get started with the awards tonight. The process that we go, the chief introduced some of the committee members that were involved with this, and there's a lot of work that does go into this process, putting this whole thing together. And everybody does it in addition to all the other duties they have, and they put together a really good show for everybody, and we really honor our own. The process for choosing the awards, nominations come from our own members. So we have a process to do that. Any member of our department can nominate somebody for an award. There's certain criteria for each award. All nominations are reviewed by a committee that's represented by chief officers, uniformed firefighters, labor representatives, and civilian employees. That committee then selects the most appropriate award based on the recommendations and what was written in the nomination. And then the awards are given out annually, obviously, to the recipients. So that's the process that we go through. Tonight, we'd like to begin our ceremony by recognizing the members who've reached their career milestones. A lot of our members, they've put in a lot of time. This is the kind of job that you get and you keep, you don't leave. And we've got a lot of members that have put in a lot of years here and made this what it is. As I read names, please let's hold our applause until we get through all the service awards, and the members can stand up if they want. 5 years with the department, our master mechanic, Rob Worms. With 10 years, Mike Bruni, Fernando Isidro, and Sarah Streeter Telson. 15 years, Robert Brewster, Bob Hawkins, Eugene Lopez, Enrique Ramirez, Mike Selmer, and Bob Vaughn. With 25 years, Stacy Irvine, David Lopez, and Tom Penley. And with 30 years, amazingly 30 years, Mark Rowland and Ron Singleton. So let's give these guys a hand, these men and women. We've also had some recent retirements this year, and we'd like to honor those members. Jim Sedlock retired with 5 years service. Linda Scroggins, back there, 10 years of service. And Deputy Chief Tom Penley with 26 years of service. Thank you. Thank you for... I'd like to call up Mario Bravo. Mario is the president of the Peoria Firefighters Charities, and then all the board members that are present can come up too. Peoria Firefighters Charities is an arm of our department, and we'll talk a little bit about it, how it got started later when we talk about the Valentine Award. But this is something that a way that we all give back to the community, and they have an award that they'd like to give today.
I have to get my notes out here. This year I get to give the Peoria Firefighter Charities Civilian Volunteer Award. So tonight I would like to recognize someone who has influenced me personally, as well as touched the lives of many people in and around our community. Her service, excuse me, her compassion for helping anyone who's in need has truly defined what the essence of a volunteer is. Volunteering, her time and organizational skills have contributed to the hugely successful Peoria Firefighter Charities events for the past 3 years. She has not only helped our organization and community, but she has rendered endless hours of service to support those who have been sidelined by adversity and have needed assistance. Just in the last 6 months, she's helped with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Toys for Tots, breast cancer awareness, Vietnam vets, animal shelters, church fundraisers, and the Yarnell Fire Department. Her enthusiasm to make a difference has been contagious. I have personally witnessed the passionate drive she has when misfortune, sickness, and those who have served are left abandoned. She has humbly stretched out her hands to the oppressed and gives each one a hope for a better tomorrow. She has defined what human kindness is by her actions, and so tonight, it is my honor to give this year's Peoria Firefighter Charities Civilian Volunteer Award to Ms. Nancy Perry.
I just want to say thank you for this. It means the world to me. But really what I do is nothing. What you guys do is put your life on the line every day for us. So the least I can do is do whatever you need back. And I just want to thank Charles Tanner personally. He is such a great man. So it's easy for me to say yes to anything that Peoria Firefighter Charities need.
Before we go on to that, I have a real special award for a very special person to me, and that's Stacy Irvine. He completed his 25 years of service. I'd like to present Stacy with this little token of our appreciation. Thank you for your hard work.
One of the awards that we give out is a Citizen Support Award, and it's basically for non-fire personnel, non-fire department personnel, but people that support us in our mission and make what we do possible. This award is presented to any citizen, business, or other fire department member that's instrumental in supporting the mission of the fire department in service to our community. And we'd like Ginger, come on up. There you are. This is interesting. Ginger Sanabria actually works for the police department. But she played an instrumental role with her assistance during our accreditation process. She came in, we needed some assistance with some data in getting things set up that we couldn't do, and she had the expertise. So she offered to come down. She aided in the modifications of the documentations that we needed. And basically, this kind of encompasses that we're all part of one team, the city of Peoria. She came in on her time off and helped us out, and we really appreciate that. So thank you, Ginger. Stephanie Stewart. Come on down. Stephanie's a nurse, and she was nominated by one of our battalion chiefs. She's being recognized for her involvement in support on a critical medical call on October 30th of 2015. It was she was able to assist our paramedics on the scene of an accident. She was professional. Her skills were very valuable, and they aided in saving a patient's life. So, Stephanie, thank you. Okay, at this time, I'd also like to call up Hunter Clare. Hunter is the Peoria Chapter Vice President of Local 493. We have a labor management award that we give out. The fire chief and the Local 493 vice president jointly present this award to the members that display commitment to the labor management process and the RBO process, our results. And so, Joe Manning, there he is. How come everybody's sitting in the back?
This award is a real important award, especially for management, because the labor management process started about 30 years ago in Phoenix, and it accomplished a lot through the process. And you get a lot of involvement from the field, and for the rubber meets the road, and come up with a lot of ideas and a lot of good ideas, and we put them to work. It's not a co-management process, it's a co-solution process. And so once we come up with an idea, then union then supports it, and we take it forward and we implement it. But there has, in my 40 years in service, there is no one that has known the RBO process more than Joe, and no one that has been a unionite that I have worked with throughout the years that has stayed in his lane and known where his lane is. So in appreciation for all that, we award Joe Manning with this RBO.
So that brings us up to the unit citations. I'd like the crew of Engine 194 B shift come on up. Unit citations are awarded to crews that work together as a team in the performance of their duty in an outstanding manner. Engine 194 B shift responded to a well-involved two-story apartment fire. As the first and only unit on the scene, they forced entry and quickly controlled the fire and located a victim, even though the location of the fire made extending a hose line very difficult. The confidence, tactical decisions, and quick actions minimized fire loss to the occupancy, kept it to the occupancy of origin, and enabled a swift rescue and treatment of the tracked victim. So Captain John Alley, Engineer Randy Franzmeyer, Firefighter Aaron Moore, and Firefighter Michael O'Connor, thank you for your service. With the crews of Battalion 191B shift, Engine 191C shift, Battalion Chief Roger Russell, Battalion Support Officer Jeremy Reed, Captain Vinnie Chula, Engineer Sean Carbajal, Firefighter Brett Tewalt, and Firefighter Matt Westberg. These crews responded to a report of an accidental gunshot wound. The crews of Battalion 191 and Engine 191 C Shift found that the patient, an off-duty fire captain, had critical life-threatening wound. Working past the added stress of treating a fellow firefighter, they acted swiftly, they acted as a team, and without hesitation to treat and stabilize the victim, saving his life. Thank you, gentlemen. Our next award is a letter of recognition. A letter of recognition is awarded to any sworn or civilian fire department member who's performed in an outstanding manner worthy of special recognition. Is Engineer David Aragwin here tonight? Not here? Engineer David Aragwin is being recognized for providing life-saving skills on March 19, 2015, while off-duty in downtown Phoenix. He came to the aid of an elderly man who was in full cardiac arrest, providing expert CCR resuscitation and working to save his life. So he's not here, but we would appreciate his actions. Brian Leathers, I know you're here. Engineer Brian Leathers is being recognized for his dedicated involvement with the Peoria Fire Medical Department for countless hours that he spends helping moving this department forward. Specifically, he designed and brought forward our custom new badges. It took a lot of work. He had to deal with a lot of different opinions, as you can imagine. Something as important as a badge to us. He worked through everybody's opinions. He got to a place where everybody could agree and found the vendors, and we have brand new custom badges. So thank you, Brian. Captain Greg Serrano. Captain Greg Serrano is being recognized for the development of the Peoria Fire Medical Department's new rescue swimmer program. This is an important new program for us. He's also completed training as an accredited ERDI instructor certification in that field, and so that keeps all of our future training in-house. The Peoria Fire Department, the Peoria Fire Medical Department is the only department in Arizona with a certified rescue swimmer on duty every day. Captain Serrano trained those people and continues to do so and continues to move the program forward. Thank you. Peoria Fire Medical Department has a cadet program. It's an all-volunteer program that provides mentoring, guidance, and training to individuals interested in becoming firefighters. Program members also give back to the department and the community by supporting department programs, community outreach activities, and doing countless hours of charity work. They're here tonight in the gray shirts, helping us put on this program. Alexis Weidmark she could not be here tonight. She's currently enrolled in paramedic school, trying to become a firefighter. So she had school tonight and couldn't be here. Alexis is being recognized for being an outstanding member of the cadet program. Her willingness to learn everything that she can about the program. She took over the weekly training regimen in addition to all of her other cadet responsibilities, and that exemplifies what it means to be a cadet with the Peoria Fire Medical Department. So accepting for her is firefighter Dan McKee, who's the program manager. The Civilian of the Year Award is presented to a non-unified member that consistently provides quality customer service and regularly contributes to the advancement of the department's mission statement. Linda, come on up. For the past 10 years, Linda has been an integral part of the department and a core contributor to the department's growth and prominence in the delivery of emergency medical services. She's a nurse in our emergency, our EMS department up until recently when she just retired. Not only did she contribute to patient care, she was also a contributor to the care of our membership. Her relentless drive, dedication, expertise, and compassion and kindness have left an indelible mark on the department and a deserving legacy of service. Now retired and enjoying life as a grandmother, her service is greatly missed, and she will always hold a place as a member of the Peoria Fire Medical Department family. Linda, thank you, and we miss you. Dr. Bradley and Chief Bratcher, would you like to come up? The next award is the EMS Provider of the Year Award, and it's provided to individuals that continually put forth the highest degree and effort in providing, developing, and supporting the Department of Emergency Medical Services. Coming up is Chief Jim Bratcher. He's our EMS chief, and Dr. Gail Bradley, who's our medical director. And I'll let her talk.
The EMS Provider of the Year is voted on by the EMS Medical Director, myself, also the representatives from base hospitals, which are Banner, Thunderbird, and Arrowhead Hospital, Jim Bratcher, and up until recently, Linda Scroggin. We're pleased to say that consistently we provide amazing EMS care to all of the citizens of Peoria. Tonight, we want to recognize someone who consistently shows compassion and excellent patient care, Justin Grasby.
Justin not here? Okay, thank you. The next award is the Fire Company of the Year. Fire Company of the Year is awarded to a crew that distinguishes themselves, performance of their duties, and demonstrates extraordinary performance. Captain Pat Cause, Engineer Steve Gunn, Firefighter Matt Cattini, and Firefighter Matt Heisen. Come on up. Matt Cattini is also up for Best Dressed of the Year, just so you know. On June 10th, 2015, Engine 193A shift came upon what appeared to be a woman who had been struck by a car in the street. They quickly recognized that the woman was actually covered with hundreds of bees and was under attack and was in mortal danger when seconds counted. They immediately exited the truck, and with no time to don their own personal protective equipment, they began to spray the bees, and they administered life-saving emergency treatment, all while being stung themselves by the aggressive bees. They saved the woman's life. Thank you. Next award is a Meritorious Service Award. And it's awarded to those members that perform an extraordinary act or the continuous exceptional performance of their job duties. Captain Hunter Clare, come on up. Hunter is also in the running for Best Dressed. Captain Clare is being recognized for his dedicated involvement with the Peoria Fire Medical Department and continuous efforts and dedication to the betterment of this department. He works on just about every committee that we have. He provides input. He comes up with the most complex solutions to problems and then explains them to you so you understand them. He has an amazing amount of energy and persistence to get work done. So Hunter, thank you for all your hard work. The Community Involvement Award is presented to any sworn civilian member who's made a considerable contribution to the community outside of their normal fire department duties. This award recognizes individuals that give back to the community through civic organizations, charity work, volunteer work, mentoring, or other methods. Engineer Matt Cattini, come on back up here. We got to show that kilt off. For his dedicated Engineer Matt Cattini, for his dedicated involvement with the Peoria Fire Medical Department and countless hours of service for the Peoria Fire Department cadet program. His efforts have assisted more than 30 people in attaining their goal of becoming professional firefighters. He made the cadet program a model for others to follow. He's also a key member, obviously, of our Pipes and Drum Band. He represents our city across the country.
Thank you.
Firefighter Charles Tanner, he's recognized for a selfless service to the community through the Peoria Firefighters Charities. He's created new revenue streams, he's managed toy drives, he's coordinated the prestigious Fired Up Car Show that has become an annual event, one of the largest car shows in the Valley. He puts a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort into putting back into the community. So thank you, Charles. The next awards are the Fire Chief's Awards. The Fire Chief, at his discretion, may present an award to any employee that, in his view, has performed in a manner that exceeds expectations to such a degree as to have a major impact on the fire department and our customer service level. The Fire Chief will talk about each recipient and present the awards.
I'd like to have Dr. Bradley come up, please. This award is for Dr. Bradley's tireless commitment to our department and to the state for that matter is that she puts in a lot of time representing us at state committees and committees that need doctors and medical doctors at that level, so we can't sit on them. And she does a tremendous job representing and supporting fire-based EMS. And for this, and because all the kudos that I read, she goes through every single patient care encounter form and reads them and gives kudos to our medics. And then, of course, I'm obligated to read them, every single one that comes on my email. So for all her dedication and hard work, I'm giving her the Chief's Award. Thank you very much. Chief Bratcher, come up. Chief Bratcher runs our EMS department, and that's 85% of our business. But on top of that, this last 2 years, he spent a lot of our time working on getting us our ambulance service. And he worked a lot of weekends, a lot of night hours, and for that, I'm giving him the Chief's Award. I can have Jennifer come up. Jennifer Felton. Jennifer? And these two next awards is to Jennifer and Stacy Irvine. Our accreditation took a couple of years, and it took a lot of hard work from a lot of folks in our department, all our staff in the office, and a lot of people out in the field. But at the tip of that spear was Jennifer and Stacy that stuck with it for a couple of years. Everybody came together in the last week, in the 11th hour, to get it all together. And I appreciate everybody else's effort that worked very hard on getting us to the accreditation, because it came down to the 11th hour. Now, we couldn't have done it with everybody's effort that came together. But again, for the last 2 years, these two members not only worked, but they slept and ate accreditation. So with that, I thank very much Chief Stacy Irvine and Jennifer Felton.
Okay, the next award is the Medal of Honor. The Medal of Honor is reserved for an employee that demonstrates an act above and beyond the call of duty while involved in a life-saving or other formidable act, regardless of whether he or she is off duty. We'd like to call up Captain Chad Cortman, Firefighter Luis Barrera, Firefighter Donald Porter. Most of you heard about this call. On the morning of April 7th, 2016 at 2:30 in the morning, Engine 193 B shift was dispatched to reported house fire with people trapped. Arriving in less than 5 minutes, the crew found a large house well involved with fire and at least one victim visible inside through a broken window and others reported missing. Captain Chad Corbin took command and control of the situation, directing firefighter Barrera to solely extend a horizontal standpipe hose line, which, as the firefighters know, is usually a two-person operation. Meanwhile, firefighter Donald Porter, who was acting as the engineer in a training capacity, connected to a hydrant and ensured a quick and adequate water supply, then began providing support functions. Captain Cortman immediately assisted the fourth firefighter in heroic rescue of the victim. By this time, the hose line was in place and ready, and the crew attempted to gain entry again to search for the remaining missing residents, only to be driven back by the flames and heat. This incident was further complicated when a shooting victim was located nearby. This crew pushed their own mental and physical limits to the maximum, with several receiving burns in the process. They all operated in the highest degree of professionalism and teamwork and under extraordinary, difficult, hazardous, and dynamic conditions to calmly provide the highest possible level of service that night. Gentlemen, thank you. We'd like to show you a video of this fire that was donated to us by the Peoria Police Department. It's a body camera video that actually shows the firefighters in action. It's a pretty moving video, so please take a look. Pretty moving stuff, huh? As you saw in the video, there was one more member of that crew who performed heroically that night. Engineer Stephen Gunn, come on up. Engineer Stephen Gunn's being yeah. He's being awarded the Medal of Valor tonight. The Medal of Valor is awarded for a courageous act of valor or heroism by a fire department member who clearly risks their own life to save another. Chief Reese would like to say a few words.
This was quite a job. We have a risk profile that we all learn very early in our careers, and it's a small construct that says we will risk a lot to save a lot, savable lives. We will risk a little bit to save a little bit, savable property, and we will not risk anything to fight anything, a fire, or to try to save anything that's already lost. And that's nice and neat in print and in black and white, but as you saw in the film, is that in reality, it's not nice and neat. It's black and white and living color. And in this one here, Steve gave the only opportunity for this individual to survive if he had any. And Steve went in at great risk to his own life because he thought this person was livable. And actually, the person was breathing a little bit when he pulled him out. He did have some agonal respirations. And so with that, we appreciate Steve's effort very much. He gave the only chance this individual had, and this is what Peoria firefighters are made of. Thank you, Steve.
As you saw, that was some pretty incredible footage. Literally, Steve was in the fire. He ran into the fire to get that victim. His equipment was destroyed. His coat, his helmet, his air pack, all destroyed. but it did what it was supposed to do and protected him. He had some minor burns on his ears. He didn't even want to go to the hospital. We made him. And he was back to work the next shift doing what he does. So pretty incredible stuff. But you saw in the video, he didn't hesitate. He clipped his regulator in his mask and went in like it's something he does every day. So pretty incredible stuff. We're very proud of you. The next award is the John Valentine Award. We like to talk a little bit about John Valentine. John Valentine was a firefighter with us that passed away years ago. After John passed away, fire department members contributed a portion of their paycheck to help his family as they recovered. Over time, that help wasn't needed anymore, but the member chose to keep the contributions coming, and at the suggestion of Monica Valentine, his widow, the Peoria Firefighters Charities was formed to offer scholarships in John's name. And I said earlier that I'd talk a little bit about our charities and how it was formed. Over the years, the charities has grown into a full nonprofit organization run by a board of directors, which is 100% volunteer Peoria firefighters. The Peoria Firefighter Charity supports our community through dozens of programs, scholarships, vital support to our disadvantaged citizens, and all kinds of programs. This time we'd like to show a little video that kind of talks about John. I think it's pretty amazing that we lost John in 1996, and he's so revered and still such a part of this department and the culture of this department. His family is part of our family and has remained so. And as such, I'd like to ask them to stand up. Come on, you can do it. They come out here every year for us. Thank you. They have remained a part of our family and always will. John Valentine was a very well-liked, respected, and trusted firefighter in the Peoria Fire Department that we lost way too early in 1996. He truly lived our department's core values of teamwork, trust, efficiency, and professionalism. We keep the memory of John alive by honoring our members that consistently display those same core values with the John Valentine Award every year. As is the tradition, we have the past recipients come up for this award and help present it with the last year's recipient actually presenting the award. So first, I'd like to call up Deputy Chief Tom Penley, this year's recipient. And the past recipients also come up, please. Joe Manning, Dino Piazza, Hector Mendez, Bob Grohalski, Billy Morris, John DeVero, Danny Camilla, Dave Renke, and myself. John Valentine has always been one of the most cherished members of the department, and this award is given to the member for their commitment to the core values of trust, teamwork, professionalism, and efficiency. These core values are the very foundation of our department, and the recipient of this award demonstrates long-term dedication to these values over the course of their career. Chief Penley is being recognized for his commitment to this department and especially the citizens it serves. He's known for going above and beyond in every task that he takes on. He embodies the spirit and exemplifies the traits of the Valentine possessed. A hard worker with integrity, honesty, honor, and respect for others. Over the course of his career, he has improved every member of this department through his training, his videos, his over 50 training-related articles in trade magazines, a field operations guide that's carried by every technical rescue member in the state. I could go on, but I think everyone in this room knows that Chief Penley deserves this award. And Johnny V will be very proud of you and your impact on the Peoria Fire Medical Department. The award is being presented by Dave Ranke, last year's recipient.
I guess I'd like to say thank you, everybody in the Peoria Fire Department. I love the Peoria Fire Department. This means a lot to me. I knew John Valentine and spent a lot of time with him, and so that means a lot too. So thank you very much.
Okay, at this point, Chief Reese would like to add a few closing words.
A few closing words. Thank you very much. You've seen all the results that manifest from all the training. That's the part you don't see is all the hard work that goes into when it manifests into, like Steve going into a fire without hesitation. That's with all the training that we do. And I thank all the trainers and all the RTOs, or the recruit training officers, the battalion chiefs, the captains, all the people that in our organization that put in a lot of hard work day in and day out, making sure that our people stay safe at the same time that they're maximizing their skills in order to save life. Thank you very much, and thank you for coming tonight.
That pretty much concludes our awards for this evening. There's one final group that I'd like to acknowledge, and that would be our spouses, our significant others, and our family. You're the ones that put up with us coming home tired, coming home smelling like smoke. You're the ones that put up with our missed holidays, our missed plays, our missed football games. You're the ones that keep the family and the home running while we're off doing our jobs for 48 hours. So as the firefighters, we'd like to give you a hand. Thank you for all your support. And I'll just conclude with just a little story. You know, usually as a manager, when you come into work and your boss says, "Did you see the news last night?" It makes you cringe because you're like, "Uh-oh, what do we do?" But I get that all the time, and we're on the news all the time. In the news, typically in our line of work, it's going to show 10% of the positive stuff you do and 100% of the negative stuff you do. And every time I hear it, I don't cringe because every time it's something positive. I never have anything negative that's on the news or negative things to deal with. And that says something about the men and the women that put on the blue shirt and go to work every day and serve the citizens of Peoria. They make my job easy because I don't have to deal with the negative news and negative things from the boss, being called into the boss's office. So that's why we have a 98% approval rating from our citizens that we provide services. So everybody in here, everybody that puts on the shirt, everybody that goes and gets on the red truck and goes out and serves whatever the citizens needs, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You represent us all well. Give us a hand. So that concludes our service tonight. Again, I thank everybody for coming out and honoring our firefighters. We had a good time, hopefully. And if you want to have pictures out front? Okay. We'll go ahead and conclude the services. So thank you guys, everybody. Have a good night. Drive safely.